Hello student, you have covered and you have learned about the plant tissues. So today in the continuation of the topic tissues, we will start and we will learn about the animal tissues. What are the animal tissues and what are the function of animal tissue? What are the types of animal tissue? These things you will learn today. So animal tissues are present in the animal body. So on the basis of structure and function of tissues, there are four types of animal tissues present in the human body or the animals. What are the different animals? They are having four different kind of tissues, and that tissues is namely, first one is epithelial tissue. As the name suggests, epi means outermost layer. It is the first outermost layer and it is the simplest tissue, epithelial tissue. As the name second number one is connective tissue. Connective means that connected two parts of the body or internal structure. So connective tissue, this is the tissue responsible to make the cementation, that is cementing, like bricks. When the number of bricks are joined, so they are joined with the help of the cement. So here connective tissues join the connection. Now third number is muscular. As the name muscular, it brings movement to your body parts. Our locomotion, our bending, our posture, that is controlled by the muscular tissue. Now the fourth number is nerve tissue. That is called nervous tissue, and that nervous tissue is basically informed or that convey the message from your one part of body to the another part of body, as well as it provide sensation against stimulus. So we will describe one by one. So come to the first one, epithelial tissue. These epithelial tissue are the simplest animal tissue, and they either contain single layer, or that is, suppose this is the single layer. This is the single layer. So they are made of either single layer or double layer. So this simplest epithelial tissue is number one. It has either one layer or the two layer. Apart from that, this is the tissue which covers our internal organs as well as our external organ. The best example is our skin. Our skin is covered by the epithelial tissue. When you have sometime injuries, what happened? There is a molting process. So as a result of molting, what you find there? That is the epithelial tissue. So this epithelial tissue is where found? It is found in the skin, our mouth cavity, that is called the buccal cavities. It is one of the practical in our syllabus also. Number one is the skin, number two mouth, then alimentary canal. From mouth to the anal part, there is a long tubular structure, and that entirely having the coating or the protective covering that we call the epithelial tissue. These epithelial tissue has power of division. It means throughout the lifetime it is regenerated again and again. After the degradation, it again it will be generated and develops a new epithelial lining of the tissue. Now come to the function. Number one function of this epithelial tissue is secretion. Just I am just sweating. So that sweating is example or function of epithelial tissue. Now you have seen that all the mammals produce milk. For example, mammary glands, all the females having the milk production power. So that example is the secretion of the milk. It is the function of epithelial tissue, and the name of tissue is glandular epithelial tissue. That I will tell you later on. Next, sensation. It has direct contact with the external stimuli. Stimuli is what? These are the changes which bring some response to our body system, like heat, cold, electric shock, touch, etc. Next, protection against germs and abrasion. So these are the certain function of the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is four types. Number one is called squamous epithelial tissue. It is also called as stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Now, squamous epithelial tissue is what? Squamous epithelial tissue is like square shape and they are crust-like or tiles-like. You have seen that on the floor, tiles are let down. So, it covers our external or internal organs by a flattened covering. So, it is crust-like, tiles-like or plate-like structure. See the structure of this squamous epithelial tissue. Now, if it is a single one, then it is called as squamous only. But when it has a multiple layer, so we call it stratified squamous epithelial tissues. Now, where it is present? This squamous epithelial or stratified squamous epithelial is found in our blood vessels like arteries and veins, arterioles. It is also present in alveoli. Alveoli is present in our lungs and it helps to exchange of gases. Then it also helps to secretion of urine. You know, our kidneys having a long tubular structure which is connected to our excretory organs. So that tubular structure is made up of squamous epithelial tissue and that secrete the urine. That is the formation of urine and its discharge. Next, protection. It also protects from the infection. It may be external infection or internal infection. So this is the little bit idea about the squamous epithelial tissue along with the structure and function. So now second one is columnar epithelial tissue. We have been covered the squamous epithelial tissue. Now the columnar epithelial tissue. This is the name columnar because this looks like a pillar shape or column shape. It is like a vertical column. This is a vertical column. So this columnar epithelial tissue looks like a pillar shape. Looks like a pillar shape and they are present in the inner lining of stomach and intestine as well as some of the glands. So first feature is it looks like the column shape or pillar like structure present in the inner lining of stomach and intestine and some of the glands which is present in the intestine itself. For example, goblet gland, goblet cells. So these produce the mucus. Mucus is the sticky fluid-like structure and that provide protection against the acid attack in the stomach. Number one, you can see the structure of it has a pillar-like structure. There is presence of nucleus. This is called cytoplasm and this is known as basement membrane. Basement membrane is characteristics of all the epithelial tissue. This is the structure which is found in all four kind of epithelial tissue. Now function of this columnar epithelial tissue. The foremost function is absorption. When we digest the food or when we take in the food, food went to the intestine where digestion takes place and what happened? The food which is digested have been absorbed. So absorption of the food. Next, protection. It works like a protecting shield to our internal lining of organs or inner tissues lining, as well as secretion. Just I told, goblet cells which is present in the inner lining of an alimentary canal produce mucus and mucus is responsible to protect us from the HCl, that is the acid which is present in the stomach. Next, cuboidal epithelial tissue. As the name suggests, cuboidal, it is a cube-like structure. So this is a cube-like structure, same thing here, basement membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus which is oval in shape. Now what the function of this? The main function of this cuboidal epithelial tissue is excretion, that is it removes nitrogenous waste material from the body to the outside. Then it helps to secretion in the related with the kidney, even it secretes some material from the respiratory tract also. Now gamete formation. Actually, this dividal epithelial tissue is lined with the testes and ovary, so it helps to produce the gametes. What are the gametes? Gametes are the sex cells present in male and female. In human being, the male gamete is known as sperm and female gamete is known as ova or egg cell. So this is the function. Now these dividal epithelial increase the if having the villi. Villi is a small hair-like structure that present on the surface. If that microvilli which is present on the surface increase the surface area for the absorption. Now next one is the glandular epithelial tissue. Glandular epithelial tissues are that tissues which definitely secrete some materials, and they are having this brush-like structure that we call the microvilli, and here this is known as mucus. So these cells are responsible to produce mucus. They are responsible to produce the sweat. They are produced to oil gland, and they are equally able to produce the milk from the female, and they secrete some of the hormones which is required for our growth and development. A very good example is insulin hormones that is secreted from the pancreas. So that is the secretion of the glandular tissue, and glandular tissue is especially made for the secretion of the products. So this is about the glandular epithelial tissue. Now where it is present? It is present in our skin. You have seen that your skin is sometimes very moist, but in the winter season it is very dry. Reason is what? In the winter season what happened? Our sebaceous gland, that is called the oil gland, is blocked, therefore it is dried. But in the other season this is moist because of the oil secretion, and sweats are continuously oozing out from the skin. They also present in the intestine. They make the intestine moist because of secretion of the mucus. And mammary gland, just I told, it is responsible to produce the milk, and that is necessary for the young baby. Here I just forget about something to tell. Columnar epithelial tissue, if having some cilia or this, if these columnar epithelial tissue having the lining or brush-like structure, that is called hair-like structure, so it is known as columnar ciliated epithelial tissue. Why? Because it has some hair-like structure, that is called the cilia. So ciliated epithelial tissue. Now the function is what? Sometimes when if we have taken wrongly food or some dust particle in our this respiratory tract, so this works like this brushing out. So these Tesla does not allow the wrong things in our trachea, that is called the windpipe. This is their function. So this is overall about the epithelial tissue, and in the next video lecture you will learn about the connective tissue. Thanks for watching.